LaPace, principal of McArthur High School, Leslie Marks, Chief Portfolio Services Officers for Broward County Public Schools, and their bodyguards, which they'll introduce. So.
Hello, my name again is Todd LaPace. I'm the very proud principal of McArthur High School. I'd be remiss if I didn't start out by saying, you know, it's always a great day to be a Mustang. Presenting with me here today, of course, Leslie Brown, Chief Portfolio Services Officer of the Broward County School Board, and students Desiree Lara, Anna Ramirez, and Brandon France. These are three of our finest from McArthur High School. Today we are here to discuss what's affectionately known as our LEEO program, which stands for Linking Education and Employment Opportunities. Outcomes, sorry. And this program really speaks to the blending of industry and education. So, okay, after speaking to many of the people in this room, okay, we came up with the concept of building a future of students who are independent thinkers using research and project-based learning. Now, to be a little less fancy, I like to say we are creating innovative go-getters. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over now to Leslie Brown. She's going to get into a little bit of the history of the LEEO program.
Good morning. Again, I'm Leslie Brown. I work with Robert Runcie, one of the most innovative superintendents in the United States. I think we all need to recognize what a great man he is to work with. One of my jobs here in the school district is actually working collaboratively with the larger community and the schools on innovative programs in the school district. So how do you take an idea that was born on a bev nap, okay, between a college president, a superintendent, and an entrepreneur that were flying back from perhaps an unsuccessful legislative session in Tallahassee to actually transform it into reality. Okay, so how do you do that? That might be common in the business world. Y'all might draw on bev naps when you're on airplanes and in meetings and so on, but in education, that's kind of like not the norm, okay? So we're kind of a bureaucratic system, this K-12 education kind of world, and so it's very difficult to go from a bev nap concept and actually make it a reality. So once we got past the naysayers, and you know, sometimes there's lots of those, we actually brought together a small team of thought partners. That concept, again, might be very common in the business world, but in the education world, it's a little more competitive, and thought partners perhaps don't work so well together. So what we did is we created this LEEO, Linking Education and Employment Outcomes. Starting with only 2 schools 2 years ago, we pushed the system. We pushed the system to think very, very differently. And guess what we found the biggest barrier was? The biggest barrier was fear, okay? It was fear. That's the word, F-E-A-R, nothing else. So we stopped the fear thinking differently by developing this steering committee with a schedule, yes, a real-life schedule, real-life meetings that everybody was committed to attending. We stopped the fear of the teachers thinking, well, maybe they just didn't know enough to be able to do this kind of work. And the way that we did that is we partnered with Broward College professors. So we stopped that fear. We also stopped the fear of business partners thinking, what the heck am I going to do with a group of kids, for God's sake, right? What am I going to do with a classroom full of kids? So we've grown from 2 schools to 13 schools. We've increased our college professors from 4 to 18, and we've increased our partners from 2 to 14. And we're not talking about the old-fashioned career day thing where you go in and try to get children to be engaged. LEEO is solidly built on true project management systems, aligning real-world problems with innovative solutions. And you're going to hear some of those from our future professionals up here. We began with technology classes, and today we've expanded this trilogy of thought, the educator, the college expert, and the industry itself, real-life industry, into finance, hospitality, green energy, gaming, app design. Yes, we are with you in that century. Supply management and logistics, all of these based projects that are coming directly from the industry. We also learned that industry certifications alone were not enough. So, like when you look each other in the eye and you're having this conversation with people, okay, when did we as parents, we have to own this also because these are our children. When did we as parents and educators lose our way in forgetting to teach our children soft skills? Those are not intrinsically a part of who we are as human beings. So I'm going to tag back off to Mr. LaPace, and he's going to share with you some of the work we've been doing in that arena.
You know, anyone that has kids like me knows that students are growing up way different than we grew up, right? Growing up, I can remember actually going outside and playing with friends, right? There was a new concept where we actually played sports, activities, did a bunch of different stuff like that. Well, I can tell you my kids and the kids today are growing up a little bit different. They're growing up behind a computer. You know, they're playing video games, blogging, chatting. Heck, they don't even visit their friends. My son will get on a computer and he will chat online, right? So I'm frequently asked, what happened to shaking hands? You know, looking people in the face when you're talking and so on. So the LEEO program teaches students these valuable, what seems like lost soft skills. How nice would it be to have students coming out of high school knowing how to interview, knowing how to dress appropriately, knowing how to speak appropriately in appropriate situations, understanding how to work with others in a collaborative environment, right? You know, all these things add value to any organization. However, I don't think I can stress the importance or what really needs to be said. So I'm going to, at this time, bring up one of the three students behind me, and she's going to speak briefly on her LEEO experience. In fact, all three of them are going to speak briefly on the LEEO experience. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Desiree Lara, one of our students.
Good morning. I'm Desiree Lara, one of the three third-year LEEO students at McArthur High School. Back in February, I had the pleasure of being able to present in front of the Chief of Staff for the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for Hispanics. This was an honor for Anna and myself to be able to present in front of Maribel Duran. Not only have we presented in front of Senora Duran, but also Superintendent Robert Runcie and the Citrix employees. Personally, presenting in front of a large group is pretty nerve-wracking for myself, but with the help of the LEEO program, I've been able to accomplish that fear. LEEO has given me the extra push to shake away any shyness to speak in front of a large crowd. As future SGA president, I can't be any more thankful for this program. It's helped me prosper in my presentation, leadership, and communication skills. Thank you.
Now, I spoke to the previous slide, you know, in collaboration, which I think everyone would agree is pretty much a key ingredient to any organization. So LEEO attempts to get students to identify roles, or better yet, getting to a place where the students can identify their own roles, where someone develops a PowerPoint, another student develops the marketing, the social media, the presenting, and so on. Then add into the mix the next step, which is teaching students to research and dig into the net and other resources to come up with not only solutions, but what's the problem? You know, teach them to problem solve. In all actuality, we are creating, as stated before, innovative go-getters. Students that want to go after it, become independent while working in a collaborative environment. Again, going on the concept of wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it really be nice to hire proactive thinkers who can identify and solve problems without even being asked? And at this time, I bring to you another third-year LEEO student, Anna Ramirez.
Good morning. My name is Anna Ramirez, and I'm a third-year LEEO student. I've had many experiences with the LEEO program, and it's been really great. For example, my ninth grade year, we had to locate a problem on our campus, conduct some research, and find a solution for it. My group, my team, we chose our band program. We applied for a grant from the Mr. Hollis Opus Foundation. A couple of months after the long and tedious process of grant writing, we actually found out that we were finalists for the grant, and it was so amazing. Ambassadors from the foundation came to our school to evaluate us. Not only were they pleasantly surprised, but they were also highly impressed that a group of ninth graders wrote the grant. At the end of the school year, we actually won the grant in the sum of a total of $38,000. Thank you. After all the hard work, it really paid off. We actually got interviewed by the Sun Sentinel, and that was really cool. And it felt great to make a difference on the campus. So thank you.
Great job, man. All right, next slide, right? In this slide, I'd like to take you through a typical project, right? Picture for a moment your company coming into our school, and we just take the textbook and throw it away, okay? You tell us what skill set your employees need, and then we build a 3 to 9 week project whereby the curriculum is based on the skill sets that you give to us. Okay, this is what actually is happening in the LEEO program. Okay, take a look at some of the companies listed on this slide and future slides. And these companies have already done this in the LEEO program. Very, very powerful. Now, what Anna didn't say in the previous slide was that they did all the research. The teacher was not allowed to facilitate any of that other than to say, you know what, here's the parameters, here's the framework, you make it happen. So from front to end, they had some guidelines, but pretty much everything that was created within them getting that grant was created by the student. Okay, so when you talk about innovative go-getters, that's exactly what we're talking about. Okay? Now I want you to think for a moment about the learning experience these students are getting. I mean, we have real, true-to-life companies that are completely enhancing the learning experience. Students are actually learning through a program that's driven by industry's needs. Leslie?
So partner number 1. As you can tell, there's a lot of shifting going on in what we're expecting of the teachers. So partner number 1 was Broward College. So maybe you know that IT guys, they kind of go to school for between 2 and 8 years to learn their craft. There's probably some of you sitting out there. Teachers go to school for 4 to 8 years to learn their craft. And their craft is educational pedagogy, psychology of how the brain works and learns, as well as intensive content knowledge training. So why does everybody think, including people in this room, that teachers can be an IT expert through in-service training and Google searches? Okay? So people think that teachers just should naturally know how to do programming and coding and blah, 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 but you guys went to school for a really long time to learn that. On our side of the world, we went to school for a really long time as to how to understand that child and help them learn. So as we push the envelope of this integrated technology and industry certification, we actually have pushed it all the way down to the 6th grade level. Yes, those students are 11 and 12 years old. Okay, so if you see them, they might be maybe about this high up here on the stage. And those students are actually earning actual industry certification at 11 and 12 years old. Okay, just so that you see that by the time this project continues to move, not only will we be pushing the high school certification levels, but we'll be pushing Broward College, that these students are going to be so ready for absolutely the next level of industry certifications. So the teachers were afraid. Can you imagine? The teachers were afraid, and rightfully so. So enter Broward College. Broward College mentors our teachers. Now there's a novel thought. We continue to think about mentoring children, but there's a huge shift that has to happen in the classroom. So now our teachers actually have professors from the IT and business departments in Broward College that they can call at any time to help them through a situation. That is an awesome, absolutely true partnership, because the teachers have to have something to help them learn what you all learned in those 2 to 8 years of your craft. So the teachers are no longer afraid. Every year we bring on new ones, they're afraid, but Broward College helps to build their confidence and gives them that support. Then we also began to understand that real-world projects are not based on time, location, or device. Now you all know that, okay, because you're out there, okay? So through the support of Brian Cunningham and J Strategies, another one of our important partners, we began throwing our projects across the pond, okay? And I'm talking about the big pond, that big one, the Atlantic Ocean, right? We actually throw our projects across the pond to Scotland. Through partnering with schools in Dundee, Scotland, our students actually partner across time zones, which is actual real world what's going on. They actually throw their projects across school schedules, or as they say over there, schedules, and they actually throw their projects across cultural differences. Their current project, one of many current projects, is the design, development, and manufacturing and shipping of a prototype cell phone case. Each group of students in Dundee, as well as 3 schools in Broward County, have a different part of this supply chain management development process, and they finish their part during the day here, throw it across the pond, and then the students in Scotland continue with the work and then throw it back to us. This project is actually going to take that prototype cell phone design, and actually the students will have to take it all the way to learning how to ship the final product to its final destination. So the next slide, if we take a look at it, you can see that these are some of the certifications that our students can earn. From 6th grade to 12th grade, our students can learn anywhere from 2 to 7 industry certifications, and this is just the beginning. We fully know that our students will overtake this certification world in very, very short order because our students are really, really bright, and they are those digital natives. They're finally hitting the chain of the workforce. So just to give you a little background, our industry certification pass rate on the first time that these students take these tests is 80%. 80%, okay? And I need to share with you that the reason that it is that high is because of the integrated project-based learning processes that we have with real live industry people. It requires the students to actually apply these industry technical skills with real-life projects with business mentors. Guess what? You get to sit there and you get to tell them what's not going to work in the real world. I can't even imagine having had that experience in college, let alone in high school. So you sit and you help to define the scope of the work as well as what the expectations are in the end product. Without these real-world experts, guess what? Teachers might still be pulling those lesson plans out of their file folder from 5 years ago, or some of them maybe longer ago, okay? And they may be repeating those same lesson plans over and over again. We have changed the expectations of what project-based learning really, really means, and it's now industry standard-driven in our LEEO project. So for a quick look into what this means to our future professionals up here on the stage, Brandon France is going to share some thoughts with you. Hey, Brandon.
All righty. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon France, and I'm a third-year LEEO student here at McArthur High School. As you can see, LEEO is more than the average classroom. It is a great program that has provided me so many opportunities in which I am so thankful for. First one, after my first year in the LEEO program, I received an internship with a high-profile law firm located in Plantation, Florida. If there's one thing I learned from this internship, office jobs are not for me. Following year 2 of the LEEO program, I received a great opportunity. I received an internship with the Broward County Aviation Department located at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. I was one high school applicant amongst 150 applicants, who most of them happened to be in college. When asked by many of my peers and professionals, they often asked how old was I. I was often told I looked 25, 22. Disregarding the fact, they said it was more my presence. I had great work ethic, they said, amongst great soft skills and great communication skills. This directly has to do with LEEO. This has molded me into the person I am today. It's given me the great everything. They say perfect package at the airport. That's what they called me. Regardless of that, LEEO has done more than internships for me. It's gotten me into many great leadership programs. This past year, I was able to, I was a one and only representative from McArthur High School in the Youth Leadership Broward program. This program, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with as part of the Leadership Broward Adult program, guided me into and molded me into the leader I am today. I was able to get all the behind-the-scenes access of many Broward County programs, including the jail system, which was pretty impressive. Got to try jail food. It was all right. But anyways, it's molded me into the person I am today, and I got to listen and hear from many guest speakers who are actually in the crowd today and work with some of the finest youngsters amongst Broward County in all the schools. In addition to this, I was also elected this past Friday as the president of the Broward County Association of Student Councils, in which I'm the figurehead for all high school and middle school student councils in the county. Thank you. Now this summer, I'm sort of changing, I'm going off the tracks a little bit. I'm used to doing summer internships, but this summer I applied for the United States Naval Academy Summer Seminar Program. And I found out that I was accepted, and I will be attending Annapolis in June. Thank you. Now, the LEEO program just goes to show you that an average Joe, such as myself, can mold to be someone pretty cool, I guess. So, without a doubt, LEEO program is probably one of the greatest things I've gotten myself into, and I have absolutely no regrets. And it's just been fantastic, and I know this program is going to be great for many years to come. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've certainly explained the LEEO program, right, and the power of it. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be able to present it today. Please know you are more than welcome to visit me or any other LEEO school for that matter. We would love for you to partner up with us and create that, experience of work to school. I'd like to thank the Six Pillars Project. I'd like to thank the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, Bob Swindell, Gail Bulfin, Ron Drew. You've been there from the beginning. Also, I'd like to thank Broward College President Armstrong, and specific to the LEEO program, Matt Rocco. What a job he's done. City of Hollywood. We also have some people from Broward County here. We have Brian King, our curriculum supervisor, and Enid Valdez, our director of career and technical adult and community education. To Brian Cunningham for his vision, and of course to our superintendent of schools, Mr. Robert Runcie. Man, if you ever get a chance to be around him, he has an incredible mind, and he backs this program. So, thank you.